Welcome, beautiful women, to Codes of the Feminine Summit, where we are reclaiming the womb, the body, and the feminine codes. My name is Denise Kennedy, and I'm your host and the creatrix of this event. This gathering is devoted to remembering the wisdom of the feminine, the intelligence of the body, the power of our cyclical nature, the sovereignty of our boundaries, and the deep creative knowing held within the womb space. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Eimear Stassin, whose talk is titled, listen to this, Step onto Your Throne as Sovereign Bealtaine Queen. Céad míle fáilte, Eimear. I'm so happy you're here.
Oh, gur míle maith agat. I am so happy to be here.
So for anyone not familiar with your work, Eimear is a Shanachie storyteller and founder of the Irish Wisdom School, a space where the voice of Ireland can be shared. Eimear's from Dublin, Ireland, and lives in Falkirk, Scotland, with her husband, three children, and border collie called Riley. How beautiful. So before we begin, Eimear, I just want to say how lovely it feels to be speaking with you. And for all you viewers, I was born in and bred in Dingle, County Kerry, which is in the southwest of Ireland. And Eimear's mum, I believe, is from Dingle, the outskirts of Dingle. And when I heard of this family connection, I was just, wow, it was meant to be. I feel it's just like a beautiful thread of connection through the land. And oh, so again, welcome, welcome. And it's great to be two people with ancestry in Dingle to be speaking to each other.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's so wonderful. And you know that way when you feel like you've known someone and you
yes.
know someone and I just feel that soul connection. And the roots go so deep. Like one of my cousins traced back the ancestry in Dingle in particular and got back as far as 1600s for our ancestry
Wow.
roots in Dingle. And I just feel it goes way back beyond then. It is, for me, it's my soul home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
beautiful.
And like I was saying to you before we hit record, is when I was growing up in Dingle in the 80s, all I wanted to do was to get out of Dingle, get out of Ireland and travel to Europe, which I did for the best part of 20 years. And I did not appreciate the lands and my ancestry when I was there. And now that I've come back home, I came back in my mid 30s, there's a huge connection and such a huge appreciation to Ireland and the land of our ancestry and to the mythology. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone once said to me, sometimes you have to leave home to come home.
Yeah.
And it's that, isn't it? For no matter where we're from, we just take
Mm.
it for granted. And my mother was the same. She couldn't wait to get out of there and left when she was 18, 19. And I say to her, she shows me the way she walked to school back west along, back by Ballyferrisher. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh my gosh, these views. Like, how did you get to school? I just have to stop and soak in the
Mm.
views and the landscape. And she's like, sure, saw it all the time.
That we used to complain about the wind and the rain. That was it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Some days they didn't even get to school because it was so wet.
The gale force winds and
Yeah.
yeah, the mist, the West Kerry mist as well as well known.
Oh, yes, yes, the magical
Mm.
mist.
The magical mist. Anyway. Okay, listen. So, Emer, would you like to start sharing with us how you honor the seasons of the year, and particularly this time of Bealtaine in the Northern Hemisphere?
Yes. So I hadn't always consciously been honoring the seasons of the year, maybe subconsciously. There was an aspect of that indigeneity in our roots to feel that connection with the seasons. But it was really probably about 2020 during my awakening where it was that calling to come home to the land, to come home to my roots in Ireland, in West Cork, where my dad was from, West Kerry, these wild, untamed places. I'd say Dingle is so much wilder than like Cork is
Mm.
the fertile land, farming land. And I started searching for different teachers that could help me. reconnect. And ironically, my first teacher was in America. So I was going out into the into the globe to start learning about Celtic mythology and rediscovering who I am. So I started learning about the medicine wheel and following the seasons of the year, which was beautiful in itself. And it became so multi-layered. Not only was I reconnecting with the different seasons as an invitation to step off the monthly calendar and start to go with the flow of these 6 to 7 weeks of seasonal energies as the wheel of the year turns, but it was also this deep connection to the goddesses in particular. My journey was stepping out of corporate financial services and reconnecting with the feminine aspect of me that I had cut off and severed to function in these corporate environments. So it was the goddesses, and then, of course, their associated power points within Ireland in particular, and
Mm,
rediscovering these places and going to them, and which has become a pilgrimage for me now to go to these places to where I feel called and to really connect with the story of the land and the goddess as it wants to be told now. Because there's a
wow.
lot that has been, as an oral lore, there's a lot that's been written down in our mythology. And I really feel this strong sense that now we're rewriting this in each of our unique ways. So that was the
Absolutely.
start of the connection to the
Mm.
Wheel of the Year, and it's never stopped turning for me and so many others since then.
And it's so life-changing when you start to flow with the wheel of the year and the seasons, isn't it? It's like a remembering in our body, and all of a sudden our body is just, and our energy is just flowing as it should be, rather than syncing with the Gregorian calendar, I guess.
Yes. And the first time I learned that, wow, New Year, there's many that consider the New Year to be the time of Samhain, which is the
Yeah,
polar opposite of where we are now, coming into the time of Bealtaine. So people watching in the southern hemisphere are moving into the time of Samhain, and that's considered the Celtic New Year.
yeah.
And also, and this year I was reflecting today actually that it feels like me, spring equinox and coming into Bealtaine actually really, it feels like another kind of new year, a new beginning
It does, doesn't
in
it?
this time.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. And what does Bealtaine represent energetically for women, I guess?
Oh, yeah. So it is the awakening. So we've
Mm,
been, if we're, when we're following the wheel of the year or the Irish wisdom wheel, we have been through the death and the darkness and the shedding and the decay and the composting. We've been through Samhain. We've gone into the deep darkness of winter solstice with the Cailleach witch that guides us even deeper to get to know ourselves again. And then there's those glimmers, even though we were talking about the weather,
mm,
it's 4 seasons in one day,
yes.
definitely. Still, there's still the chill in the air, but we begin to come out into Imbolc, the time, Bridget's time, stepping over that threshold, and we're being guided. Each of the goddesses are guiding us here. Follow the flame. I'm holding the torch to guide you out of that darkness and into the lighter time of the year. So it is the time where the seeds that we have planted any time, but if we're
Mm,
thinking Samhain, winter solstice, Imbolc, are beginning to germinate and sprout. So at the time of February, March time, we'll begin to see new shoots, the snowdrops come up, the crocuses. So nature is the mirror for what is within our feminine body.
mhm,
Ireland is the goddess, Ireland is the witch, the earth is the witch, as there's a song about that that Christy Moore sings. And so she is the feminine, and she is showing us we must go through the darkness, the death. We must let go, let the leaves fall. We are not evergreen trees. And then the new cycles can and will and do emerge in divine time. So there's so much that we can learn and the feminine can learn. We can learn patience. We can learn that things may unfold. So things may unfold with the strike of a match and the spark of a flame. Things also may unfold in their divine time. So each season is 6 to 7 weeks in length.
Hmm.
So it gives us that gorgeous opportunity. It is not just one day, although we do celebrate Bealtaine, the 1st of May. We celebrate on a particular date. It's easy in that way as we step over the threshold from spring equinox into Bealtaine. But it is a time where we can settle in 6, 7 weeks to change.
Yeah.
They say that we need that amount of time to actually change a pattern and reintegrate new patterns within us. So
Hmm.
it gives us that time to really connect with the energy of that season. And each season is so different. Each Bealtaine is different as well. It's the time of the new growth, the blossoming buds on the trees, the blossoming within ourselves, but also the passion, the nyart,
Yeah.
the life force energy that is rising within the land and landscape and within each one of us.
Within us.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. And that is it's the sacred marriage. It's actually for me, we got married on the 1st of May in
Hey.
2003. So it is and that was before I had connected to any of the wheel of the year. That was coincidence and
Yes.
synchronicity. And
It's amazing how these things just work out. And it's when you're connecting the dots, looking back, isn't it? It's
yeah,
just, oh,
yeah.
wow.
So it is the time of the sacred marriage of, so it can be the physical marriage and union
Hmm.
coming together, and it's the parts within us, the masculine, the feminine energies coming back into balanced equilibrium again.
Balanced equilibrium again. And that's absolutely what we need in this day and age, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
balancing the masculine and feminine. And I always say, it's not about, just putting the masculine over there and the masculine is bad, etc. It's bringing them together, like you said, in sacred union, and it's finding divine right balance. And I would say balance within ourselves and our body, because nobody has the same. It's not 50-50. So nobody has the same. And it depends each day or even every hour, depending on what you're doing, I guess. So that's amazing. So tell me, who is the goddess linked with Bealtaine?
So it is the one and only Queen Maeve.
Queen Maeve.
Queen Maeve. When I first connected with the different goddesses, I felt a real resonance with particular goddesses like Bridget
Mm.
or Bowen, the mother, the milk. Maeve took me a while to warm to, if I'm honest. Maybe people
And why is
listening
that?
will resonate. It was her fierceness. I feared her fierceness. So what is that saying
Oh.
about fearing the fierceness within me? I was a
Mm.
little bit scared by her directness and the power that was emanating from her. So Queen Maeve, there's a lot written in the mythology about Queen Maeve. There's a huge big story about the brown bull of Cooley, which I know
Mhm.
you'll know about. And it is all about the equality of wealth within a relationship,
Oh, I
possession.
didn't know that part.
Yes, yeah. There's a bit of pillow talk going on between Queen Maeve and her husband,
I love
Alil.
that pillow talk.
In the mythology, this is the way I've interpreted it. So they start comparing what they both own, and in terms of possessions. And the only thing that Maeve doesn't have that Alil has is a bull.
Yeah.
A bull. So she goes off in search of that brown bull, which becomes the brown bull of Cooley, the Thorn bull,
Mm.
Bóinne, and causes a lot of destruction.
Yeah.
A lot of destruction. The feminine force within Maeve causes war, destruction, intoxication, all of that in search of equality.
Equality.
Yeah, yeah, and that balanced equilibrium.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's Queen Maeve. She's often depicted, she can be depicted with a spear and
Hmm.
her shield. And that for me is the awakening of the energy within the land. It's like, wake up, the awakening and that connection. And the shield can be the ceremonial aspects that's associated with her. And her place that I feel connected to is the Hill of Tara,
In
because she's
Tara.
also
Yeah.
connected at Rathcroghan as well. So the royal seats. Queen Maeve is of royal lineage. And that took me a while to
Ah.
actually want to connect with.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, and totally get that because, linking to power, queen, aristocracy, it's like it's maybe that negative reference and that fear, as you said. And now I understand why your talk is titled Step Onto Your Throne as Sovereign Bealtaine a Queen. And if we say it again, step onto your throne as Sovereign Bealtaine a Queen, it feels like it's almost a command. So, what is the significance of stepping onto the throne and in relation to the feminine codes? And, like you said yourself, you were afraid of embracing this energy and stepping onto your own throne. So,
yes.
let's explore that.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Around the same time as I stepped back onto the medicine wheel first, the circle,
Yes.
stepped back onto the wisdom wheel first before I got to the throne. Around that same time, I had gone through this witch awakening on the Lionsgate 2020 that totally cracked me open. And I had had no conscious connection with witches or witch energy, and nor did I want to be honest.
Yeah.
That the likes of that wasn't for me. But the witches had other ideas. And part on that day in Edinburgh, in Scotland, where it happened while going on tour of the Edinburgh dungeons,
Mhm.
incidentally, on that same day when I went to try to begin to reconnect with the witch energy in Edinburgh, this mantra came through. And I believe it was from this collective, this witch collective, that were that are awake and were trying to impart their wisdom to me and to anyone who would
Mhm.
listen. And part of that mantra, it was all about it was witches rise up, return to your power. Witches rise up. Now is the hour, which my grandfather in Dingle used to say, now is the hour.
Yeah.
Witches rise up and step onto your throne. So there it is,
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
directly from the mouths of the witches. Witches rise up. It's time to come home. So I didn't understand the significance at the time. It's
Mm.
nice poetry. I'm going to share this. It rhymes. Let's make it into a song. Let's drum with it. But I began to understand more and more over the years the significance of the symbology of the throne. It is our seat of power. It is
Mhm.
reclaiming what do we do when we sit down on a seat, on a throne? We're reclaiming our royal sovereign right to our power, and also our roots, rooted in
Yes.
our lineage that we are connected to, known or unknown. And there is a place in Ireland, Lough Crew, in Ireland's ancient east, the Hill of the Witch,
Mhm.
that was created by the Cailleach witch when she cast her stones across the country to create these magnificent ancient monuments. And on the northern side of outside the exterior of one of her cairns at Lough Crew is a stone throne. And I did not know this at the time in 2020. I only found it out maybe a few months or a year later. There's a stone throne in
Mm.
honor of this ancient witch of Ireland. And we're being asked, and literally, it's so big, this stone throne, you do have to climb up on it. So it
Yeah.
is like stepping up onto this
To your
throne.
throne.
So it is this full reclamation of our power, all of it, not excluding those bits that we fear or feel ashamed of.
Mm.
And that for me was also including that fierceness, that
Yeah.
power, that passion to blend it in with everything else and the power of that voice to speak it. And Queen Maeve really is such a beautiful archetype and role model to remind us of how to go about this, of this power within us.
Yeah.
And that's the sovereign part, because again, people may, like I live in the UK, so we have the
Mm,
monarchy here.
yes.
Oh, we have a king. And I watched the funeral procession of Queen Elizabeth II going down the Royal Mile in Edinburgh a few years ago. And I thought,
Mm,
oh my gosh, they keep saying this was a sovereign queen. And there was something within me going, she was not a sovereign queen. How could she be within the structures that we currently live in? She
exactly.
was contained within the structure. So she could, the queen, the sovereign queen, can express herself in the fullness of who she is without any limitations of any structures. And that's what Queen Maeve is showing us.
Exactly. It's remembering our rightful place within ourselves. And Queen Maeve as well. And I think, especially in Ireland, is, the sovereign queen is connected with the land,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the land. And and going back, if the king did not, what's the word, respect the queen or the land, well, there you had the wasteland. I guess the land did not flourish, correct?
Yes.
So, yeah, so
And
important.
and she was
Yeah.
the one who decided. Like the mythology, perhaps it's distortion or it's
Yeah,
symbolic that the queen would lie with the king and decide who the rightful king would be.
that's so very true. Exactly.
But actually, for me as well, we're reclaiming the queendom. It's not just the king, it's who is the rightful queen as well.
Exactly. And we often hear, about the triple goddess. We are the maiden, mother, and crone, but the queen, not so often. So, where does the queen sit within that? And tell us more about the archetype, I guess, of the queen from the perspective of sovereignty and in good, rightful relationship with the land, I guess.
Mm, that's beautiful. Well, firstly, the queen is sitting on her throne because she has reclaimed it.
Yeah.
And that, think of the most beautifully decorated, golden, crystal, high vibrational throne that you can imagine. And that's where she is. And actually, for me, again, I never thought when I left corporate in 2017 that I'd be talking
Mm,
about witches,
yeah.
even Irish mythology, not Queen. Again, it was an energy that I resisted
Yeah.
and could not relate to within the context of the world I'm living in.
Mm,
So for me, actually, the Queen is it's not a hierarchy. Think of it as a circle. So there are all these archetypes, as you said, and for me personally, um, I have been living through the archetype of the witch, the goddess, Magdalene,
hmm.
gorgeous energy in deep
Yeah.
love, um, and queen. So it's actually maiden, mother, witch, crone, queen, or whatever
Queen and
order you
crone,
want
isn't
to.
it? Yeah. Yeah.
There's so
And
many.
I think the queen, from what I've gone through, is sort of like the menopause years. It's after mother and it's before queen. That's how I feel. It's like the perimenopause, menopausal years. And then we go into crone because, I mean, I'm going on 50 and I wouldn't call myself a crone. I call myself more a queen. And that's like you. I had to work through that. And it's embracing and embodying queen, the
Yeah.
queen codes.
Yes, the Queen codes. I love that. And it's it's a royalty that is everyone's birthright. So we're talking about the feminine codes here, but it is everyone, whatever gender. So it's our royalty is innate to us. We don't need someone to take the sword out and determine that we are royal. We are born royal in our purest form of innocent.
Mm,
And also that we are abundantly resourced. And for me personally, that hasn't always felt that way. So that's been a
mm,
journey around what is
mhm.
that? What does it mean to be resourced? What does it mean to have a business and earn money in that way? What's that relationship all about? And we're connecting when we connect with the Queen energy to voice, to the purity of the truth of our speech. Like, what is it that we want to express? What is the truth that's within you, your wisdom, not regurgitating someone else's? Yeah, we can
Mm-hmm.
share those stories, but I want to know about your wisdom and the gold, the wealth, the gold, the high vibrational frequency that flows through our blood, because that is such a healing energy. So when we connect with the Queen on her throne and we choose to reclaim our power and call back our power in that way, we're connecting with her. And she doesn't want to just be on her throne, on her lofty throne, locked away in the castle walls of her kingdom. She wants to be right in amongst it in her
Yeah.
queendom. She wants to be
Mm.
part of the party. So that's what I feel. There's a real difference there. And that's sovereignty. That's the choice
Mhm.
that we can
Exactly.
make.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
it's
so different.
embodying it. Go ahead. Go
Well,
ahead.
it's so different to, for me, what I would have
Hmm.
seen as the king and queen um, that exist here in the UK.
Yeah.
It's so much more rooted in even more ancient wisdom and the land and the
And the
earth.
land. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the land has so much to play with when we want to embody the archetype of the queen or embody any of the goddesses. It's with the land and grounding yourself and reclaiming your body first, your body, and then embodying. I mean, where's our seat of power in our body? It's like the solar plexus and the womb.
Love it.
Uh, and until you, well, from my own journey, until I could actually connect with my womb, my root and the land, and I was so disconnected in this world that we live in. We live from the neck up. And it was so easy for me to go up and out. And when I started meditating several years ago, first it was always, up high, and you think of the archangels, etc., etc. They're all up there. And then it was this big journey to actually come down and connect myself to the land, embody who I was, and then sort of make peace and connect with my womb and my solar plexus. And I think it's from there, and you've mentioned this, the voice of truth and the witch.
Yes. Yes. And also that when we connect to these parts of ourselves, there is grief there as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, how could I have been so disconnected? You know, I resonate so much with what you've said there, and I know so many will. There's the grief. So, do we have these spaces to be with that grief? And then there's the magic of the womb as the portal. Like these are
Yeah.
all portals to such deeper wisdom that we're reclaiming. So yeah,
Mm.
the queen is a very, very powerful energy that is both rooted in the land and the crown. The queen
Yes,
wears her crown, has that connection to the cosmos as well. So it's this
absolutely.
rooted vessel to channel the wisdom.
Yeah. And so tell me, what are the pure royal golden queen codes and how do they support us, I guess, in claiming our true sovereignty?
Oh, yes. So it is that expression of gold.
Yeah.
It is these pure elemental frequencies and vibrations. So for me, it is gold. For others, it may be silver or other kind of elementals. But I was part of my awakening was being called to go to the Museum of Archaeology in Dublin And there's a huge display of gold there, or is gold, as you
Mhm.
know, the gold collection. And these have all been retrieved from sacred sites in Ireland and beyond. And these royal codes, the queen codes and the royal codes and the wealth codes are this frequency of gold that hums. That's the only way I could describe it. It hums you home. Like when I connected to the gold in the museum behind these cases,
Mhm.
it was suddenly like this gold had come alive and was calling me like, come home, come home. So when we connect with any of these elements, the rocks, the crystals, the stones, we're connecting with these royal codes because they hold, even people may connect to crystal skulls
Yeah.
as
Yes.
well. It just caught my eye. I've got a few over here that I
I've one in the other room too.
remember us. And I have had um, insights through the multitudes of healings that I've been guided to seek out other healers, that is where the wisdom had to be contained and held secret and sacred until the times when the energy was strong enough to reconnect and retrieve our wisdom. So it was encoded into the land, into the stones, into the crystal skulls. And
Mhm.
that they are the royal codes. It might sound like a lofty poetic line, but actually, no, we have our hands in the bogs, in the soil, in the mud to
Yeah.
excavate.
That's our gold.
That's the gold. That's where the
That's our
gold
gold.
is. Woo. And that's where a lot of the gold was retrieved. That's in the
Yeah.
museum, in the bogs,
Mm.
in the walls.
Yeah. You know what came to me when you were talking about the gold? Or one thing I felt was feeling into the color to wear today, and it's funny I picked the gold jewelry today when I was feeling into for this interview, and that's the energy. But you said the gold is humming to me. It's like of the honeybee,
Yes.
gold, the honeybee, and I mean pure royal jelly, pure royal gold. And, we have the link, the bee, and the link to the goddess as well. So there's something there. I
Oh
never
my
thought of that
goodness.
before.
Yes, yes. And the bee goddess is Saint Gobnut. Gobnut.
Goblet is the bee goddess. Oh, yes. Okay. I
And
don't know a lot about Goblet, actually.
oh my gosh, she's actually I'll be going there in May in Dingle. There's St. Gobnut's Well in Dunquin.
And I'm from Dingle, and
Yes,
I've never been to. There we go.
we have to
We
go to the
don't
well.
appreciate what's in our own lands, our
What
home.
is there?
Oh,
Yeah.
next time I'm going to visit my parents, I know where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, it's this sacredness and the that healing, that is a healing tone
Mm.
as well. So we have the gold, we have the silver, we have the bees and the beehive huts around back to Dingle again.
Exactly. Back west.
Yeah, back west. And how the ancients, like they're attributed to the monks that would go in the darkness of these
Yeah.
stone huts that are built like beehives to go and meditate in the darkness. But what as well if they were sounding chambers or if we
Oh,
commune
yeah.
inside with the bees and the bee goddesses and the honey, the liquid gold and the healing nature of that as well. Yeah, there's so much weaving.
There is. And you know what? No matter what ancestry or what ancient land, there there's the connection. The bees in Greece, the bees in Egypt, in Ireland, the same. We have the same stories, different archetypes, but linking to the same qualities, concepts. I don't know how you'd say it really, but yeah, weaving the land and story, and that's something you do so well.
Mm.
I
Well,
mean,
it's encoded because in the
it's
Breton Law,
encoded, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
actually talking about this last week to someone as well. It is bees are protected in the Brehon laws and the ancient laws of Ireland because we knew the indigenous people know
Yeah.
the importance of all beings, not just us as the humans or a particular class of human. And even though we're talking about different archetypes here, we're not recreating another hierarchy. It's back
No.
to what the seasons, the wheel of the year shows us that it's the circle, it's the spiral. Yeah.
Yes, and it's the teachings from the Wheel of the Year and the teachings from all these gods and goddesses. It's what can we learn from their stories and what can we learn from their qualities, etc. And that allows us to awaken and discover our true selves. Really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I didn't know about St. Gobnet and the link to Dingle. So I'm just like still there. Oh my God, Denise, how come you did not know?
But
So
neither did
thank you
I.
for that.
Neither did I. That's the thing. I only
Yeah.
found out about her well last year.
So, oh gosh.
It's divine
And
time, isn't it?
it's
That's the
divine timing.
divinity
Yeah.
of this
Yeah,
journey. Things will be
exactly.
presented at the exact right time.
At the exact right time. And I've been working a lot with with honey recently.
Really.
And yeah, and sort of exploring more the honeybee priestesses in Greece. So there you go. That's the timing. It's just another little thread. Oh,
So
anyway,
beautiful.
talking about land and mythology and storytelling and myth, I know you mentioned you'd love to guide us into a short meditation, and I feel like now might be the right time if you're ready, Eimear.
Yes, I would love to. And Queen Maeve would as
Queen
well.
Maeve. Okay, so where
Yes.
are we going with Queen Maeve?
I think
Hand
she
it
wants
over
to
to you.
take us. She wants to take us to the Hill of Tara, one of the royal seats in Ireland. So, yeah, if people can get comfortable where you are and allow all that we have shared in this conversation, allow that to wash through you like the sacred well waters that bubble up from the springs and have been purified in the hills and the mountains and the rocks. And as you feel like you are being cleansed and washed and cleared, imagine yourself in a sacred place in nature. And this can be a place that you go to regularly in your waking time, or it's somewhere that you go to often in your imagination. And it is as real, whether you are there in your imagination or you go there in person. And when you know where this place is, you take your seat in circle in this sacred place. And when we're here, we will call in any guides, gods, goddesses, spirit guides, angels, ancestors that wish to join this journey, those that are going to be of support and help to you on this journey, for them to step in now as we connect here with this sacred space in nature, welcoming the nature beings, the earth beneath, the sky above, the trees that surround us, the elementals, the fairies, the she, the shining ones, the wise ones. And from this space, we are going to go on a journey to Ireland, Eru, this ancient goddess island that lies on the edge, the wild Atlantic waters. And so, how we get there is up to you. A portal opens up now, and you're invited to step through this portal, this spiral portal that's like a vortex that draws you towards it. with the edges encased in gold, high vibrational, healing gold that offer protection and maintain the purity of the frequency of the energy on this journey. And allow yourself to be guided through this portal. Allow the energy to take you exactly where you need to go. And when it's time, you will see the rugged outline of the island of Ireland beneath you. And you begin to descend down, 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 until you land on her soil. Your feet bare, connect to the soil and the land. Your souls are being activated. The remembrance is rising up within you. And you take a step forward as you get your bearings and look around you and notice where you are. This place feels familiar. It's ancient and yet very new. You know you've been here before. So you are guided to take another step forward, and out of the mist appears this figure. This goddess form with long flowing golden hair. And she is holding a shield and what looks like a spear, so you hope she comes in peace. As you take another tentative step forward, she introduces herself as Queen Maeve, and yes, she comes in peace, fierce peace, fierce love. She reaches out her hand and offers you to take it. And as you walk hand in hand, you feel this electric energy that's emanating from her to you. It is like an electricity that's flowing through you, awakening cells that have been dormant for so long. And she begins to chat, and you can ask her any questions, share anything from your heart. And she guides you towards her royal seat at the hill of Tara, where the kings and queens are chosen, where people have gone for eons in ceremony to celebrate the seasons of the year, and where we are being guided today at this time of Bealtaine, Bealtaine, the mouth of the fire, or Beal, the bright fire. You see the fire that is ablaze now in the center of the hill of Tara, and you are being asked to gather round this fire and to connect to the sacred embers of fire elemental. For Maeve wishes to remind you of the fire within you, igniting the passion for life on your soul path at this time of Bealtaine. And when you have warmed yourself sufficiently, Maeve wishes to take you to her special rath, her fort, her circular enclosure, which is about 1 kilometre away from the main part of the Hill of Tara, hidden away, only to be found by those who are meant to find this place, those who are meant to reconnect with the energy of this very feminine, circular space. Maeve's Rath, or Rath Maeve. When you arrive, you look out along the path that you came and you see how aligned this rath, this circular fort is to the rest of the Hill of Tara. And Maeve beckons you inside, for this is her abode. where you can be your true, sovereign, wild, free, powerful self. And she invites you to feel that deep connection with the land and to remember how this is so natural for us to commune, to celebrate, to dance, to sing, to howl, to cry, to keen, to weep. And she has one gift for you. She goes to her sacred well and she scoops up the sacred water and she cleanses it with her hand. And she reaches out to you and hands you this sacred water to drink. And it is in this most gorgeous golden goblet, this chalice. She hands you the chalice, and as you take it, you feel the vibration and the energy from this gorgeous vessel. And she urges you to drink from this golden chalice. And so you do. You're thirsty after the journey. And you feel this liquid against your lips, in your mouth, trickling down your throat. And it does indeed quench your thirst. And Maeve explains that this is her mead. This is her magical elixir. For Maeve also means she who intoxicates. And what she really hopes is that you're invited to let go of any inhibitions that remain and to remember that you are truly free and you are truly sovereign and you are and have stepped back onto your throne as your seat of power. As the sun begins to set and the moon rises and the stars twinkle in the sky, the fire that Maeve has lit in her wrath blazes brightly, and you commune with your fellow sisters to really allow the integration of the feminine codes, the queen codes, the royal codes, to land and awaken within you. And Maeve has a few commands that she wishes to share with you now. For yes, she is fierce, but she's also humble. And she is powerful and is a force to be reckoned with. But she's also a truth speaker. She's a sword wielder, but not in a way to harm, but in a way to cut through the energies to the truth. And she is the sovereign goddess of these lands. And she commands you now that this is the time to reconnect with your indigenous voice that is native to each one of you. Maeve commands that you learn to speak your truth once again, expressed in new, innovative, and easily pleasurable ways. Maeve commands that you offer your gifts, whatever they are innate to you. Queen Maeve commands that you step on to the throne and into the center of your circle, your place of power, to share your crafts. Queen Maeve commands that you connect with your earthen mother by being deeply connected to your foundational earthen roots. And that you also connect to your cosmic mother through the cosmic umbilical cord that maintains that connection. And Maeve commands that you live your life with joy and laughter and ease, but also recognize any fears or unhealed parts of you. Queen Maeve is here to be witness to these parts too. Maeve commands that you continue to rise up, return to your power, and reclaim that throne that is rightfully yours and always has been. And finally, Maeve commands that you shine your light so bright that this is your birthright. You're beginning to feel a bit sleepy now. You take another sip from the chalice, and it's time to make your way back from whence you came. Queen Maeve walks alongside you again with her spear, her staff, and her shield in ceremony. Back out from Maeve's wrath, along the ceremonial path of the Hill of Tara, past the Leah Fall, the Stone of Destiny. You reach out and touch it with your fingers, reminding yourself of your destiny. And back through the portal from where you came to your sacred place in nature. And as the portal seals back over now, you know you can return to this place anytime. And we thank our guides, your guides, and all who walked with you on this journey, and all who will continue to walk with you to help you remember the brilliance and beauty, the magic, and the practical aspects of who you are. And that we need you. We need your gifts, your voice, and your wisdom now, at this time. Thank you to Queen Maeve for inspiring this journey and for your eternal energy, power, passion, and fierceness at this time of Bealtaine. When you're ready, you can begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And you can take some time in this space to journal. You can pause this video when you're watching it and take some time to journal, free write, or bring some movement into you to really allow the energies of this journey to integrate within you. Thank you. Queen Maeve has spoken.
Woo. Thank you for that beautiful journey. I'm still coming back. Queen Maeve's energy is very strong, actually, isn't it?
Yes.
It's very, very strong. I'd forgotten that Bealtaine was Bealtaine, the mouth of the fire. And it came to me that when I was growing up, we used to have bonfires for Bealtaine. May still be happening in smaller ways. I don't want to influence the women watching on my journey, but I wanted to say just, is it mead made from honey? Is mead with honey? I think so.
It could be.
I think
Oh
so.
my gosh.
That's
Yes.
what came to me. And the gold, it was like we were swallowing, we were drinking the gold raw codes. And what came to me when I was there was turning the lead into gold. So, and you mentioned we need to also allow our sovereignty and our truth to rise up. And for that, that's a journey in itself to working through, I guess, the grief that you've spoken about, the shadow, etc. So that turning the light into gold, it's all seems to be linked. And yeah, I'm nearly sure mead is made with honey. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. There's something there.
That is so gorgeous. I love how
Yeah.
that's all woven in together,
Hasn't it?
which
Oh,
is beautiful and is the feminine way.
yeah, it is. It is. For women listening, I mean, you have such a beautiful gift as a Shanachie, weaving the mythology in the land. And many women listening are not from Ireland, but through this journey have been able to connect with Maeve and the Hill of Tara. And I know as well the free gift you have is a journey to Bóinne, which is Newgrange. So it's a sacred story meditation. So dear ladies, Eimear will bring you to experience the, I guess, the landscapes through journey, through story, through meditation. So would you like to speak into that a little bit, Eimear?
Yes. So this is, there's Riley,
There's Riley.
just keeping an eye out, making sure I say the right thing. I think someone must be out there. Yes, so Bruna, Bóinne, and Newgrange. It is another beautiful sacred site in Ireland's ancient East that is over 5,000 years old. It's aligned to the winter solstice, rising winter solstice sun, and there's a whole lot of beautiful mythology connected with the place, which I'll share in the free gift. And this is about um, the story of Newgrange, but also how so many people now, and myself included, when I go there, I feel it is a portal to another place. So that's your invitation to um, and step into the free gift in a ceremonial nature, and you will be guided by the ancient stones. There's so many of the stones, over 97 curbstones alone on the outside of Newgrange, that are decorated in beautiful symbology. So you're invited to connect deeply with this, and allow your own wisdom to rise, because there is not just one story associated with this place. It's your unique connection. And that's what I love, hearing people's what comes up for people when they connect with these ancient sites. So enjoy the gift in your divine time.
So beautifully said. We have, we all have our stories and your story. So thank you. And so you can get Eimear's gift in the link just under this video and enjoy it. And before I let you go, Eimear, I just have one more question. And this is the question that I'm asking all of the speakers. And it is, now that you know what you know, what would you tell your younger self?
Oh, what a gorgeous question. Well, the first thing that came to mind is you are not mad. You are not mad. You might feel like you're going mad on many occasions, but you're not. Each experience and synchronicity you have is a seed as part of your awakening. And as much as you can, if you feel stuck, like I had been feeling stuck many a time over the years, that it is all um, a gift from the universe to support you in your healing and your awakening. And it will all work out, because, again, my younger self, there were times where I just didn't know. I was in such darkness, not knowing or being able to see the way forward. But you're guided, it will work out in divine time. And what an amazing stories you have to share of your journey, and share them. That's another thing I would tell myself. Share them.
Hear them.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Thank you for that. And I guess for anyone wanting to connect with you and learn more about the Irish mythology and the lands, and even there's so much more as well you do with the Irish Wisdom School, where can they find you? And have you anything that's upcoming that you'd like to speak into?
Yes, so I do seasonal mini workshops. So they'll be available on my website. When you sign up to my free gift, you will be on my mailing list. You can unsubscribe at any time, but also on my website, the irishwisdomschool.com. And seasonal, I do online teachings and trainings and also retreats to Ireland and Scotland and beyond, further afield as well. So yeah, I would say everything's on the website, and what specifically is coming up, there are retreats, but they are full just now, but stay on my waiting list and stay on my mailing list or go on the wait list and you'll be notified when something comes up.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eimear, for today, for your wisdom shared. Every time I connect with you, I learn something new about Ireland and our ancestry and our land. So thank you again. Amazing. And to everyone watching, thank you for being here. And I will see you in the next conversation.
Thank you so much.